thought we were going to be invaded on the West Coast, right here in California. I was just a teenage kid at the time in grammar school. But I saw machine gun nests and bomb shelters and everything, just like you see in the movies. In 1942, I was 15 years old. I rode my bicycle down to the post office in San Jose. And there was men standing there taking the oath to go into service. And there was over 500. There was so many men, they were out in the street and across in the park. And everybody wanted to enlist. They couldn't take them all. And a lot of the guys didn't finish high school. Same as me. That's the biggest regret in my life, not going to college. I should have gone. Instead I got married and did everything wrong. The most prominent event of my life would have been when I was forced to join the United States Navy when I was 17. I didn't want to go.
There's a lot of things. We weren't sitting around doing nothing because we played cards, we played dominoes, and we went skating at the skating rink, went ice skating, and we were always busy. Never sat around and watched TV, and never taxed all day long, none of that stuff. We didn't have it, so we had to entertain ourselves. So when you have that, you have to figure out you don't want to be sitting around doing nothing. There were so many games you would not believe that we made up. We had a knife that we flipped, and if you made it stick in the ground, then we did marbles that we put in the hole. Best advice I'd give anybody is to travel and have friends and enjoy life, because you only go around one time, and if you don't make it right, you look back and you say, oh my God, if I'd only done this, I'd only done that. So make sure you give a lot of thought to a problem that you have, a lot of thought before you say, okay, I made my decision now. Well, I had two brothers and two sisters. And so I was the one that all the responsibility fell on. So my brothers and sisters, they all got good educations because they got to go to school. So I learned from the hard knocks. But being with your family is the greatest thing for me. And then you're able to discuss and socialize if you do that. So that's how I really feel like that most of my knowledge, other than school, came from other people that I met. When I was on the jobs, when I went to a meeting, I was the only woman with 13 guys. So we talked about the job and what to make things better and stuff like that. And my girlfriend was the waitress, and she came over and she said, how come you're out with these all these guys? I said, well, they hired me for one of the supervisors. I tell you, the worst thing can happen to you is lose your parents. You lose your parents. It's the saddest thing of your whole life.
If you grow up like we did during the Depression, you feel like you're a burden on your family. You try to get out as quick as you can because they can't afford to raise you. Tell you how bad it was. I'll give you a for instance. When I was 15 years old, I went to work in a cannery. I think I made 50 some cents an hour. And I was working out there stacking boxes. So I was just a kid. But I was working alongside of a man, I guess he was in his 20s, who had graduated from Stanford University. Well, that tells you how bad the Depression was. What's this guy from Stanford University doing stacking boxes in a cannery? And I asked him, how come you're doing this? He says, I can't find a job anywhere else. There's a college graduate stacking boxes in a cannery. That was the Depression. That's how bad things were.
Have you ever got stuck in a room before?
Stuck. What do you mean stuck?
You can't get out.
Can't get out.
And then you finally get out.
No.
Oh, that's what you like, huh?
No, has that ever happened to you?
Yeah.
Where did it happen to you at?
In my room.